Yo YouTube, today I'm going to show you how to crack some cases and get some cards out of less than ideal grading company holders and work on them with the company you prefer, which for me is PSA. So I have 4 of them here. I've got 2 of these WCG gold scoreboard Favre cards, which of course both got 10s because this company only gave 10s. World-class grading. So their grades are completely worthless. This one I want to crack out. It's a rare card out of 99. 92 of 99. It's the Legacy Showcase, Legacy Collection. And it's graded a 9, but I want to get it over to PSA. So I'm going to show you how to crack it out of this BGS holder and get it into ready for submission to a PSA. So you're going to need a few different tools to get these cases open. The first thing is obviously you're going to need the card and the case that you're going to crack open. You need a towel or something to catch any clippings, if you will, and breakage of the plastic. You're going to need a flathead screwdriver, preferably a pretty good size, just because you want to make sure that you get some pressure in there to get it cracked open the rest of the way. And then to start it off, the big thing you're going to need is a tile cutters. As you can see, mine's been used to cut plenty of actual tile. Today it serves a different purpose. These are nice. They pinch real nice, and they'll crack it evenly so that it shouldn't splinter and break off too much. All right, so let's do the thinner type holder. This is more like a PSA case where it's, you know, a little bit thinner. This is WCCG. I have a couple of these gold cards and they always come pre-graded like this, but I want to get them in a holder and actually get them graded for real. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get your clippers and grab a nice corner of the case. So you kind of want to go over the edge of it a little bit to make sure you can crack the actual part of the case, and then just give it a good squeeze. And you should just basically get some cracks in it. And this is where the towel comes in handy, because it should grab all the splinters. And you need to be careful with these because even though it's just plastic, it is pretty sharp still. So we didn't quite get in there enough to get it all cracked off and ready for the screwdriver. So we're going to do a little bit more. There we go. So we got the main corner cracked off, which is what we need. You can pull the slip out if you want. Doesn't really matter. It's not going to hurt having it in there, but you could hang on to it too if you know, if you're snapping out, let's say, a BGS card like this, you might want to hold the slip, because then you can compare it to the new grade, especially if it has subgrades. Okay, so we've got the plastic broken on the corner and we've got the slip out. So now we want to take our screwdriver and just kind of work it in there and start twisting a bit to get that case to release. Just kind of work down the sides. Obviously be mindful of where you're putting that screwdriver and make sure it doesn't go near where the card insert is. Now in this case, it's not a highly valuable card or anything like that, so it's not as big a deal maybe as if you were cracking out a, you know, expensive rare rookie. Let's say if you have a really high-end or really expensive card, you probably wouldn't even want to crack them out. If you don't like the grading company it's with, your better bet would be to just send it in and try to get it to cross over. Okay, so here's our gold card, free from the holder. And you can see no damage. Gold looks nice still. That is good to go. I'll put it in a new holder. And if it looks really clean, which these are going to be impossible to grade a PSA 10, but if it looks really clean, I'll send it into PSA for grading. So there's the thinner slab. Now let's take a look at a BGS, and I forgot this was in a perfect fit sleeve, which that's what I use for all my graded cards, and they're just magical. You can barely tell it's in plastic. Okay, so let me slide that out of there. Now this is not, again, not a very valuable card. This is a, well, they're becoming more valuable as the vintage stuff has really bulked in price, but this is a BGS 9. You can see that corners are 8.5, which I'm not quite sure why, because the corners actually look pretty good to me. But anyway, I have, 100 of these probably in about the same condition. So I'm just going to crack it out because I don't really need it in the BGS. And I don't collect BGS cards, so I'm just going to get it out of the way of all my other stuff. Now these are a little tougher because of the big thickness, so we have to approach this a little bit differently than the thinner WCG holders. Now with the BGS cards, you do need one additional tool. You need a regular scissors, because the BGS cards, when they holder them, they also put them in a kind of a sealed sleeve thing inside of it. So you'll see what I mean once we crack it out. So you want, it's not I guess not really a totally different process than the thinner ones. It just takes a little bit more caution and effort because of the thickness. So what I do is actually a couple different cuts. I'll cut here, and then I'm also going to cut here. So you're basically cutting a square out of that corner, and that will start to give us some space to get this thing bent open. So we're going to do the first cut here. And these get to be kind of messy, so I'm going to cover it up a bit. I'm going to try it so that you can still see. Okay. So you're going to go crunch. I actually did get the whole corner at one time. So that was actually that was a really good cut. I'm gonna still crack down here some to get the rest of that corner. And you can see once you get to the second crack, it's much simpler. It starts to move pretty easily. So here's the label if you wanted to save your slab label. And of course, no damage to the card. We're ways away from the card, so no big deal there. And then look at the thickness of that thing. Yeah. So same process then from there. You're going to try to get the screwdriver in there. See if you can get that worked out. Like I said, these are a little trickier than the thinner ones. There we go. And this might even come out in chunks. All right, let's actually cut the other corner. We might have a little bit better luck with that. Oh, got too far down, I think. There we go. Yeah, these are pretty stubborn. They don't really want to come out of there once they're in there. So we've got this corner cracked, but we can't quite get in there yet. Let's see if we can get... There we go. Now we got to the other side. So again, you still want to be careful of staying away from the card. And just use your screwdriver to keep prying up. And eventually you can just use your hands to crack it open. Alright, so there's the card is liberated. You can see there's no damage to the sleeve, no damage to the card. Looks pretty good. And again, if you have a super high-end card and you're looking to change graders, I would not do it this way. There's a little bit of white on that corner. The rest of them look, and a little bit white on that one. That one looks really good. Yeah, I'm not sure where they see 8.5 on corners, but anyway, so it's out. And then all you have to do is open the sleeve. So I try to kind of wiggle the card down a tad into that sleeve to give me a little bit more room. And then you just have to carefully cut that top sealed edge off. And then you can take the card out of the sleeve if you want, or just leave it in there as a nice card sleeve, like you would a penny sleeve. So that's how we do that one. So that's the video. I got a couple more to crack out. Process stays the same for each of these other two. So I'm not going to show you that, but if you have any questions, please post comments in the comment section, and I'd be happy to try to give you a hand. But that's how we crack out. So thanks again for watching. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please consider doing so. Hit the notification bell if you'd like to know when I post new videos. All right, so all done. This is the liberated cards out of their holders. These were the WCG ones. This 2 green auto Farves, and then the 2 BGS. Now, of course, the one I didn't record was this Showcase Legacy collection. And that one came out way easier than when I cracked this one out. So this was a little bit newer case, so maybe that has something to do with it, but basically just broke the one corner off real easy, started prying it, and then was able to just get my fingers in there and pop it open. But I'm okay that that was the easier one. That's the more valuable, important card, so that worked out really well in the end. And that one too, I just cut the little flap, sealed flap on the top so that I have this as a holder. This card just seems a little bit longer. It might be a little thicker. So I'm actually going to take it out of this and not use this as the sleeve. I'll put it in a regular sleeve and then put it in my card saver to be sent to PSA.